Hello, my name is Mooncat and welcome back to the beta server where the full event has just started. So in this video I will go through it, go through the new buildings and all of that, and hopefully by the end of the video we will have a better understanding of the event. Now with that said, this is not a guide. I will make a dedicated guide later on, closer to the launch on the live servers. I imagine there will be some changes from now until the event goes live as well, but this is just an initial look at the event and what we can expect. So this time I will not read through the announcement, I will go directly to the game where we will check out the buildings, the mechanics and all of that. So first of all, in terms of mechanics, it is pretty much the same as last year. All the mechanics stay the same. There are two smaller differences that we can mention. First of all, the event started earlier today, but as you can see, it will only last for 14 days. So instead of the normal 3 weeks, this will only last 2 weeks. So same thing that happens to the wildlife event. This event has also been shortened by 2 weeks. Probably to squeeze in the extra events we've had this year. But yeah, it is what it is. In terms of quests, you collect these ingredients as usual. And also as usual, the quests, they split into 2 quest lines for the rush quests. That's about the only interesting thing about the quest, I suppose. Now the other change is that the event pass also returns for this event. So that's something we have become used to now. It has been in the last couple of events, and I imagine it will be there in the upcoming events as well. So yeah, in terms of mechanics, you use your 5 ingredients to bake cakes. You bake cakes to get some rewards, including a chance of the daily special. You also collect these stars, and after you have collected, I believe it is 20 stars, you get the next grand prize. And as you can see, each of these give the same number of stars per ingredient. So when it comes to choosing which one you want, it's mainly which one gives the highest chance of the daily special. But that's topic for my guide. Alright, let's go into the new buildings, starting with the sunflower oil press. This is a 6x4 building. And as you can see, the stats for it are very, very bad. I don't think the stats will stay the same. I do think this will be updated in the upcoming days or weeks, so I won't dwell too much on it, but just to compare and show how bad these values are, I did a quick comparison earlier on to last year's main reward, the golden crop. So the golden crop is the same size, and it gives, supply boost, coins, population, forge points, and so on. Also some guild goods. So if we compare the sunflower oil press to that, these are just some rough numbers, they're not completely accurate, but roughly speaking, the sunflower oil press gives half the population, it gives 1/6 the number of goods, 1/10 the number of coins, 1/20 the supplies, 1/20 the happiness, no guild goods, 1 fewer forge points, and instead of the supply boost and the 1-up kit fragments that the golden crop gives, this one gives 1 unit. So the 1 unit is nice, I suppose, but all of the other values are way too low for the size of the building. So I don't think these values will stay as they are. They will probably be improved in the upcoming days or weeks. So yeah, that will be something I am covering in my guide when that is out. But for now, these are the values of the building, so nothing too special at all. Now, there are also 2 other new buildings actually, but unlike the fellowship event from a couple of, or it's actually on right now as I'm recording this on the live server, but unlike the fellowship event, instead of getting 1 new daily special and 1 event pass reward, this time we get 2 new buildings in the event pass. We have the Cobalt Blue Lagoon here, and also the Donkey Enclosure here. So let me first go over the Cobalt Blue Lagoon. This is a so-called limited building, which means you can only use it or use the main bonus for a limited number of collections. This one acts as a mini blue galaxy. It will double the collection of the first 2 buildings you collect after it, but it will only do this for 5 collections. So after you have collected the Cobalt Blue Lagoon 5 times, this bonus will disappear and it will only be a decoration from then on. And as you can see, this also produces 1 forge point, but as it is now, this is also removed after the active period is over. So after the first 5 days, after the first 10 double collections, or 2 doubled collections 5 days, it will simply be quite a useless decoration. So not really a good building. The double collection is of course nice if you have some long chains. This might be nice. It will double or quadruple if you have the blue galaxy as well. So you might get very lucky if you have some big chains. But yeah, it only lasts for a few days, so not really that worth it. The other new building is the Donkey Enclosure. This one gives... actually, let me go to this table here I made. So, as you can see, it gives attack and defense for your city defense. It gives between 6 and 12% attack and defense for your city defense. And it gives between 7 and 26 goods. So, actually, this building is the very first building that has scaling goods amounts. So, depending on your age, the number of goods you receive will be different. So you can see here in the future, I get 15 plus 5 goods. So that is actually 3 of every goods type of my age, plus 5 of one random good. So 20 in total. And yeah, this changes by age. Not quite sure why that is the case. But I think it is interesting. Still quite a useless building, I think. The last reward is a random unit chest. Now, even though it says random unit chest, this is actually a unit you get directly into your army management. So you don't get a chest that you can store in your inventory and unlock as you go to a new age, for example. This simply gives you a random unit when you collect it. So in that regard, 1 unit for a 2x2 building, not too bad. But comparing it to the one we got in to the Knight's Pavilion, it's definitely not way worse than the Knight's Pavilion that we got in the in the Fellowship event. So overall, all of these 3 buildings are quite poor. This one is interesting in some cases, but for the most part, because it is limited, doesn't really matter. So yeah. I imagine all of these buildings will be improved going forward, and it'll be interesting to see how so and by how much. And that is something that I will cover in my guide when that is out. Alright, one final thing. We also have the League that returns. I believe that was there last year as well. But one interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people will like, especially the big spenders, you will notice that in the Professional League, you get a Sentinel Outpost, but in the Starbaker, the top league, that is replaced by a Golden Crop Selection Kit. I don't think most of the big spenders would like that, so that's an interesting choice that might also change in the future, I suppose. We will have to see, but yeah. Except for that, you get 2 sunflower oil press kits in the Starbaker, and then 1 and 1 in the 2 leagues below it. So I imagine that the Apprentice League should be relatively, or shouldn't be too difficult to get into, so you will probably get a kit there. I haven't looked into how difficult it is to get the main building fully leveled, as the building is right now. It's not a building I would place in my cities, but we'll have to see if it is worth it when the event actually goes to live, because as of now it's not really worth it. Let's end this video by quickly looking through the other fall prices or the event pass prices to see if any of those are worth it. So we have the checkmate square, that's quite nice, after 140 stars. So yeah, it is 20 stars between. We have the Sentinel Outpost, that's also quite nice. Shrine of Knowledge, can sell that to the Antiques dealer. Rogue Den, interesting. So we get the Rogue Den directly, in addition to the Rogue Hideout from the normal grand prices. So that's interesting. Then of course the Donkey Enclosure, also Shrine of Knowledge upgrade. After that, do we get any further buildings? We don't. So, alright, so when it comes to the event pass, I don't think it is worth it this time. For the fellowship event, it was quite interesting and might be worth it for a few people, but in this case, not sure if I would consider it worth it. You probably can get a checkmate square and a sentinel for this price, but yeah, I don't know. And now, when it comes to daily specials, today's daily special is the Golden Crop. Let me switch that to see if I get anything interesting. Stage of Ages. That's interesting. Okay, so there we have a good daily special. I also imagine that the Fall set, or the Harvest Barn set, as it is officially called, that should be an option as well. So we should have plenty of good daily specials for this event. And now when it comes to the number of daily specials you can get, I don't quite know how many you can expect. Looks like the best options are around 15 ingredients per daily special. 30, so around 1200 diamonds per daily special, perhaps on average. Not sure if this stays at around 15. It looks like it probably does. 20. So it looks like when it comes to the diamond cost of daily specials, at least, it looks like it will be, okay, this is 10, so yeah, probably around 15 ingredients per daily special, I think, which means that this one, which gives 30 for 2,500 diamonds, so around 1250 diamonds per daily special, I suppose. But again, that's going into my guide territory, and I will cover that in more detail in the future when it comes to that. So this is a quick look at the fall event. As it is now, quite terrible rewards, but I do imagine that they will be improved in the upcoming days and weeks. Alright, let me end this video by thanking my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homestar, Fort Prefect, Lorden, Rockin' Robin, Kim Cayley, Joshua Clark, Rolf the 8th, PQ the Goat, Dan Suminad, Merrick B, Artler, Hugo Count Von Count, Jan Fredriksen, Truth the Generous, Filda, Rush, Susan Weiss, Megarock, Rocco, Henrik Derek Lerber, Mattia, Upshy the Obsessed, Wrath, Kim, XD, Odaril, Mike, Mindsy, and Wolfboy. Thanks a lot for your support, thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future.